What is going on YouTube? We're back with another one. Now I hope you're all having a great weekend, and since we have just kicked off Q4, I'm going to let you guys in on 3 of some of my favorite stocks that I'm heavily invested into right now. And if you're new to the channel, you'd have probably never even heard of these companies. But hey, before I get to that, I want to let you guys know I'm in a great mood because our team over the Discord finished off this week on a high. Alright, so check this out. This is a call option play on ticker symbol ARCH that I put the team over the Discord onto on Monday, made entry. Now check this, we're up 170% on this one, almost 200%. So I'm gonna let that sink in for a minute. All right, this is a great company, great fundamentals, positioned in the sweet spot to take full advantage of a major macro shift that is happening at the moment. Okay, so there's no hype around here, no pump and dump with this one, just a quality class play that I identified, told the team about, got in at the right time, and that's why we're able to make astronomical returns on this one. And this is just one of the moves that we've made over this week. Now listen up, I'm opening up a few spaces for the Discord this month. That is to keep the community tight, but also to ensure I get through everybody's questions every single day. That being said, waste no time, hit that top link in the description to tap into our Discord, get up on the plays and the moves that we make. I look forward to welcoming you guys to the team. So we're going to kick things off with ticker symbol SBLK, that's Star Bulk Carriers, coming in at 25.28. Now this one's up 10% on the week, over 10% on the week. It's about time they got to moving. Now this is a shipping company, and make no mistake, the shipping industry is very accelerated right now. The companies within are just performing exceptionally well, and they're all gearing up to enter some of their most historic high performances come earnings as we roll out over the next couple of weeks. So it's an exciting space to be in, and Star Bulk is just one that I cherry picked and let you guys know about. Now check this out, this is the Baltic Dry Index. I don't want you guys to be put off by the fancy terminology. All this is an indication of the price Star Bulk and other dry bulk shipping companies are able to charge their customers, right? So I want you guys to just appreciate the evolution that we've seen in the Baltic Dry Index over the last year. Right? We've gone from a base of about 1,000 up to where we're at right now, 5,000. So take it like this. As the Baltic Dry Index is increasing, what Star Bulk is able to charge their customers, call it ABC Limited, who's a home builder, let's say, and they're importing steel, they're gonna have to pay more and more. Okay, so check this. Back in March, when this was about 2,000, compare it to in August when it was 4,000, they paid twice as much to import that steel. And for Star Bulk, it's a win-win situation because their costs remain pretty much virtually the same. So what is happening is they're just making outsized profits, and that's what investors love to see. Now, what you guys need to take into consideration is how sustainable this is and why it is moving. All right, so firstly, you've got to think, because this dry bulk, they're moving commodities like the steel, like aluminium, like coal, and these are all in super high demand as we go through this post-pandemic recovery. And as we go through Q4, it's a seasonally great time for the dry bulk shipping space because there's a lot of energy demand, right? So that's why hot coal's in high demand. So because there's so much demand, it's driving up prices. Other side of the equation is the supply constraints. We know the ports all congest, everything is jacked up. That is why the prices are so high and they're continuing to rise. Again, just benefiting Star Bulk. Now, I want you guys to check this out, okay? Now, last time Star Bulk released their earnings was somewhere in July or August time. Now, let's just check what the Baltic Dry Index was in August, let's say, okay? It was about 4,000, okay? It's about 4,000, under 4,000. That's the last time that they came out with their earnings. 3,500 to 4,000. Now the Baltic is at 5,000. Now, if we just check out that stock price and look at what Star Bulk has been doing, okay? So they have just hit a fresh 52-week high this week, 25.28. Just hit a fresh 52-week high. But we know over the last couple of months, they've been able to charge their customers much higher prices, and that isn't yet factored into the stock price, especially since we are dealing with a company that is low price to earnings, right? In pretty much high single digit at this level, high single digit price to earnings. To put it into context, S&P average, NASDAQ average is well over 30 times. So there's a lot more the market can give this play. That's why they remain a phenomenal place to be in this market as we go through Q4. And remember, Q4 is an exceptionally strong time for the dry bulk space. That being said, I know I can already hear you guys now asking me, Sankey, what's the entry price? Should we jump in right now? Whenever you see a play making a 52-week high, whenever you see a play running up, You don't want to dive in at those levels, especially if it's a volatile play. Next up, we got ticker symbol AA, that's Alcoa, coming in at 49.77. This is one of the best in breed aluminium producers. Now I want you guys to think about how important aluminium is to the global economy, because it goes into cars, if you didn't know, also kitchen utensils, airplane parts. It's used in many different industries. Now as we go through this post-pandemic recovery phase, demand is high from all these respective industries, playing into the increase in price that we've seen of aluminium. So check this out. I want you guys to appreciate with me the evolution of the price growth we've seen in aluminium over the last 6 months. This thing has been exploding, and right now we are consolidating around that 3,000 mark. Now on the other side of the equation, which is causing that price to spike, is yes, we have all the congestion, the supply constraints, but also China have been concerned about their emissions. So what they're doing is reducing production of various different commodities. Aluminium is one of those, increasing the price. But also unique to aluminium is we're seeing a lot of political tensions as well, again causing concerns of a reduction in supply. All of these things are boosting up the price and making it, the supply situation, very fragile, and it could be broken again by another factor coming into play, moving the price up. As a matter of fact, check this out. Now, I am not one into predicting commodity prices. I'll leave that to the experts, but check what Citi have to say. Okay, they are expecting aluminium to get to 3,100 over the next 6 to 12 months. Now, this tells us two things, okay? The first is that there's still more room to rise in the price of aluminium, playing into Alcoa's favor, because as it does, they're able to just bank more and more profits, okay? So every single time we see their quarterly results come out, the profit number's higher, boom, it's higher, boom, it's higher, okay? The second is they believe this is a sustainable issue. They've said 6 to 12 months, so they're not expecting it to spike up, let's say in December, to come right back down to 2,000. Now, because of the structural situation, it means that they're able to keep prices of aluminium high, okay? The tensions won't go away. The shipping situation is looking to be a persistent problem, and the high levels of demand are looking to remain set. That makes this, one, a great play, but also gives you a bit of a safety net as well. Talking of which, let's talk entry, because again, I can hear you guys. When do we make entry? Should we jump in right now? Should I put my whole mortgage on this? But listen up. Check out the price of Alcoa, okay? Currently $50. We've been consolidating at this level. It's showing a lot of strength in their stock price, and earnings is just around the corner, right? It's a couple of weeks away, middle of October, and I'm pumped, right? This is one of my first big plays that I come in, stepping on center stage, showing what they are about and what they've been doing over the last couple of months. Now, this is a volatile play. The best time to get into Alcoa, or any of these commodity plays really, is when the market is rocked from an external factor, okay? One of the last was the whole Evergrande situation. We saw a lot of commodity plays come down. Those that have some reliance or some kind of linkage to China, you saw a big drop in their share prices. If you look what happened to SBLK, dropped down, bounced right back. You'd made phenomenal returns just like we did over the Discord, because we caught that dip perfectly, made great returns on the way back up, right? Thousands and thousands was banked off that move just by showing strength and conviction on a fundamentally sound play. That's the move for this one, okay? So you're on watch. I won't pick them up here, but an external factor could come into the market next week, for example, could come in the week after, could see a drop in that stock price. That's the opportunity to pounce, because you know you're picking up a fundamentally sound play. All right, again, holding a lot of shares in this one, great returns, but I'm looking to extract as much value as I can while this one is still hot. This is what we call a cyclical play, by the way. So that means typically, as the economy grows, as the economy shows strength, cyclicals will do well, and the reverse is also true. So while the economy is strong, while things are picking up, or at least while things are picking up on a relative basis to last year and the year before even, opportunity to just maximize the situation. Up next, that's ticker symbol ARCH, that's Arch Resources, coming in at $97. Now, this is one of the best in class coal producers that's out there, and I believe coal is one of the best spaces to be in this entire market right now, because we are going through a bull run, because we're going through an energy crisis. There's a lot of switching over, a lot of high demand for coal, and also all the supply constraints as well. There's not enough coal to go around at the moment. So what is happening is demand has outstripped supply, causing phenomenal runs in the price of coal. Just this week alone, we've seen coal move up over 20%, and that's why we've seen this play move up 25%. Now, this is one I identified, told you guys at the beginning of this drop, on a pullback. That's what I tell you about, getting into these plays on pullbacks. Really and truly, if you guys want to be strategic with your moves, there's only a few times a year optimally that you should be ever picking up any single play. A few times optimally. Let that sink in, okay? Now, this was one of the optimal times that I caught on the dip when they were around that $80 mark, before they now moved up to $97. That's why I placed that call with the team over the Discord. Boom, up almost 200%. Now there's still room to run in this one, because the run in the underlying commodity coal has not finished, right? That energy crisis continues to surge on, and coal still has room to continue moving up. That being said, no play just continues to move up forever, perpetually. There's always going to be a pullback. So this one's on pullback watch list again. Now when I see this one pullback, then I'll start to exercise the tools, whether I want to buy some stock, whether I want to place some calls. But at this junction, I'm actually looking to bank out and take the W off that call option. But again, this one's going to be on my radar, because coal is a very hot space to be in right now. Who would have thought back in the day it was EVs, it was space stocks, it was fancy tech stocks. Now, booming industry is coal. Gotta love these markets. Alright guys, so that wraps up for this one. I'm about to hop in, talk to the team over the Discord, strategize about some option plays in preparation for next week. So if you want to join us, hit that top link in the description to tap in, and we'll welcome you guys over there. On your way out, make sure you guys light up that comment section for me. If you're new, join the movement by hitting that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.